second time filming this because the first time I was not at all in focus. So aggravating. Alright, hi guys. I just thought that I would put out a video for kind of like a 1-year update after my my initial harm OCD story video, which now has I think like 23,000 views or something, so it's gone around a couple times, and I just thought it would be a good time now to talk about it, not only because it is a year later, so kind of like a year update, but also May is Mental Health Month or Mental Health Awareness Month. Some people are calling it different things, so I thought it would be a good time to make another mental health video. So basically I just wanted to update you on how, I feel, how things have gone, a year later after making that video. Almost a year, it's like a year and a week or something. Not that I planned to make this video for like Mental Health Awareness Month, don't give me that much credit. I literally just like kept putting it off, and now it's May, so I'm gonna make it that video and put it under that umbrella. But yeah, so like I said, for an update, I still have OCD, I still hate myself. Yeah, I think we're done here. Okay, thanks, bye. No, I'm totally kidding. Well, I mean, I'm kidding on some level, but yeah, no, still have OCD. Like, some people are asking me, like, is it gone? Like, are you better? Have you cured yourself? No, there is no cure for it. So it's just about managing, and you can kind of recover. You can get better, but you can always have that chance of relapse, so that's something that you just live with forever, and you just learn to manage it better. And that's kind of what I've done in this past year. So one difference you might notice right off the bat is,
yes, I did cut my hair.
Yeah, no, nothing serious about it. If anything, it's kind of, a step in the right direction of, and this is gonna sound silly, but I swear to God, a step in the direction of like accepting myself, because I've had long hair for like a long time. Like, my hair was super long down to my hip bones, and I didn't want to cut it because I thought that I was going to lose my sense of self. What's that story? I think Samson and Delilah? Did I make that up? I'm honestly not up to snuff on Bible stories. I'm not religious, so I don't know. But the story about, where his strength is like in his hair, like, I felt like my sense of self was in my hair, and that if I cut my hair, I was gonna like go insane and not know who I was. I don't know. But that was a thing, and that's like a thing related to OCD. So yeah, I cut my hair. So that's kind of like a visible change. Whether you want to acknowledge that or not as something that's important, it was very important to me. So I have watched that video, and let me tell you that the most painful thing about rewatching that video is actually not reliving that part of my life or listening to myself, talk about that. It's how bad that video was. It's how like awkward I was in front of the camera. It's how like there's no audio, there's no like music or any kind of ambient sound. It's just like me talking. So awkward to watch. Thank you guys for watching it and subscribing. God bless you. You're angels. I hate that video. I did watch it again just to make sure, like, just kind of refresh how, I felt at the time, because that was a year ago. So I wanted to see how things are different. I didn't watch the whole thing because a lot of it is about my onset, and I'm very familiar still with the onset, and still very familiar with how I felt then. But yeah, as far as how I feel now, obviously, like I said, no, I'm not cured, and every day is still hard. I still have lots of battles that I face, but if anything, I can just say, a year older, a year wiser. I just have a year's worth of extra experience dealing with not just how I feel about those thoughts, because that's kind of like not what the point of recovering from OCD is. It's all about your reaction to your feelings and your reaction to those thoughts. I am better at coping with that. I have, been able to put it aside and say, okay, you know what, that's great that I'm thinking that, whatever you tell me about all those awful things, but just give me a minute to get my work done. So I've been able to better differentiate the time that I need to spend doing things in the present versus the time that I need to spend ruminating about things that I might do or thinking about my past and things like that. I think the main difference, like I said, is just how I approach my feelings. I still have those thoughts, I still have all of those issues, but I'm much better at keeping myself busy and, allocating time for different things. So for example, I think I mentioned in one of my other videos that like I really dislike having just like downtime. Like free time and stuff is good, but like downtime where you have nothing to do, I don't like to have a lot of that time, because I find that when I'm completely idle and just sitting around bored, that's kind of when the thoughts are like,
haha, this is my chance.
I want to do away with that like as soon as I possibly can. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot of downtime like that. Like I said in a previous video, I joined a cycling class because that gives me something to look forward to at a set time on set days, which I will be going later today, just in case you wanted to know. There's always something you can do. The house is always dirty. There's, always like laundry that needs to be folded. There's like windows that you can wash. Right now I'm taking on the project of going through my clothing because I could be moving soon, so I'm going through clothes and shoes and getting rid of things, trying to sell things, donate, do whatever I need to do, and that not only helps me but helps out other people if I'm donating clothes. So like if there's something that you can do that you can feel good about, like you feel great about having a nice clean house, or you can feel good about volunteering for something, these are all things that in little ways give us a little bit of purpose, and I don't think it's so bad to kind of use that to make ourselves feel better. It doesn't always have to be a selfless act of like volunteering or doing whatever. A lot of people use it to, make them feel better, and there's nothing wrong with that. On that note, the last thing I want to say, like I said, that initial video has quite a few views now, and I have, I think, like 500 subscribers at this moment, which like for some people that seems like nothing, but for me that's a lot. Like I make these little like shitty videos about, like feeling anxious, and 500 people thought it was worth like hearing about. But it's great. I love seeing the community that's building. I think, since I've seen, I'm not crediting myself with this, by the way, but since my video has come out, I've been watching and seeing other people have their videos come out, and some people have told me that I've inspired them to share their stories, just because I think, one by one, if we all kind of pitch in a little bit and say something, we're gonna knock down that stigma much faster. It's already starting to happen, or it's already happened with the stigma around depression. People are very aware that it's something that's real, and we can do the same thing with anxiety, OCD, whatever disorders we have based around there. They're all very closely linked, and it's really important that people understand that just because they can't see them doesn't mean that we can't feel them. It's not something that manifests itself physically, so it's something that we have to try and help people understand just by talking about it. And seeing a lot of people commenting on my videos and saying, hey, like, I am going through the same thing, thank you so much, I didn't know what it was until I found this, like I'm gonna go try and get help for it, have someone diagnose me, do whatever. Like, it's great to see that. It's great to see people kind of kickstarting and being open about their own mental health. And a lot of people have started Facebook groups or done lots of things. I've seen a lot more articles written, and it's all happening because people are starting to pitch in. People are sharing each other's videos, sharing stories, sharing articles, sharing posts, and that's great. Like, as long as we can keep this going, let's go for it. We can totally make a dent. It can happen. It happens by people like us that are just kind of sharing that word. So I think it's really important that we keep doing this. I'm gonna try and keep making videos, and if you guys have stories, make videos, make blog posts, write articles, do whatever you have to do. Tell a friend, have a sit down and talk to them about it. Tell someone so that one more person understands and kind of gets in that mindset of help. But also on that note, there is one thing that I want to say, and I think I've said it before in some other videos, or at least I know I posted it in descriptions. Please, please, please don't contact me about medications I should try. Don't ask me what medications I think you should try. I'm not a doctor. You're more than likely not a doctor if you're telling me what medications I should try, having never met me and just seeing me on the internet, because a doctor wouldn't be doing that. Okay? None of us, like I said, unless you are a doctor, none of us are qualified to give any kind of advice about medications. It's great to say, oh, I tried this, it worked for me, I don't know what it'll do for anyone else, but just throwing that out there, I tried this. But please don't approach me or anyone else in any of my videos and comments or whatever. Please don't approach other people and say, hey, you should try this. You should get this. Please don't do that. About therapy, that's fine if you're helping each other, guiding yourself through therapy. That's one thing. But as far as medication goes, I don't want to, be any kind of link in a chain of people that are, finding ways to get medications that they shouldn't necessarily be on, because I know that happens and I just don't want to see that happening in this community. So please, like I said, I know some of you guys have emailed me, sent me messages. I've had people on Facebook and Instagram contact me, which is totally fine if you're just contacting me just to talk. Totally fine. Please don't talk to me about medications, okay? I can't give you advice. You can't or should not be giving me advice, or anyone else for that matter, okay? So with that little disclaimer, that little, rain cloud over the parade, I think we are done for today, okay? So stay tuned. I'm going to keep trying to make videos. Like I said, next one might come out, not be an anxiety video. I'm just kind of, expanding and seeing things that I want to make videos about. But yeah, I will see you whenever I see you. Bye.